Welcome. This is the part 2 for the other one, but not really. I want to tell you why I loved Xbox and why I hated it. And I'm going to tell you why I loved PS4 and why I hated it. So I bought an Xbox One when I finally was able to get enough money, like I said in the previous video. And I bought it. I loved it. One thing I hated about it was it had to be online only. They finally changed that. Thank you, Xbox or Microsoft, for changing that. That was such a big change. And whenever I heard it was going to be online only, I'm like, well, thank goodness we have Wi-Fi at the house. But it was so annoying. I would be playing Minecraft, or I would be playing other games. And my Wi-Fi account will sometimes go. Just you know how your Wi-Fi kind of does that little thing where it kind of disconnects for like this, and it would literally kick me out of Minecraft. I'm like, what? Come on! And then they finally updated it to where it can. But another thing I didn't like about it, it wasn't backwards compatible. But now it is. Now it is. I'm like, okay. But one thing I did love about it, the headset that it came with the Xbox One, bro, it was literally slide over here, it slides right here, and it had a little mic, mic right there. I'm like, now this did it for the right side. It was so good. I loved it. I was like, and it hooked into the thing I didn't like about the Xbox was the controller. There was no port for me to put my aux port cable in there with a mic on it. It was all you have to buy this adapter piece and shove it up there. And I'm like, this is not going well. And they're like, hey, you can buy an adapter to put your aux port in there. Dude, just make it in the controller. Just do it. And not to mention, the controller was not Bluetooth. It was the serious downgrade. It was the most basic controller. But if you look at the Xbox controllers now, you can I think you can still have that adapter piece. I don't remember. I can't. But I know you can plug the aux port in there with your headset. You can now Bluetooth it, and I'm like, and then another thing, you have to add batteries. PS4 rechargeable controller. Come on, Xbox. Well, we did that with the Elite series or the controller. Stop it. It needs to be with the regular controller. But I will say, at least your Pro Controller, your 2 is by you guys, not by anyone else. Because PS4 has a Pro Controller, but it's not by them. It's licensed by them, but it's not made by them. Like how they have licensed things from Nintendo, but it's not made by Nintendo. It's made by PowerA or PDP, and it's just licensed by them. It's just not made by them. And sometimes licensed things made by those other companies, it could be a bit. The one I recommend is Hyperkin. They're good. I dropped my Xbox. I had an Xbox One controller. It had the LCD LED screen on there. LED screen. And I dropped it, and now it's kind of a bit wonky now. So I just keep it as a display. I mean, I got it for a good price, $30. I'm not complaining too much, but it's a Duke controller. It was a green, transparent Duke controller. It looks so good. I got it on clearance. But despite that, but when I got my PS4, here's a couple things I hated about it. Well, just one or two, maybe just one. Whenever I got my Xbox, my PS4, this was it's the second gen, basically the second gen, because the first gen apparently had the touch sense, beep. This one has the analog, like how the original Xbox One had you just touch it, goes ding, instead of not the analog button. Dance intro. Oh yeah. Oh. Middle trail maybe.
Middle trail.
Oh. And now back for the feature presentation. But The reason why I didn't really like the PS4 when I got it in the second gen, no, the whole system, the controllers, so good. It's just, I love the feel of the PS4 controller and the Xbox One controller. A lot of people are like, these controllers, the PS4 is a bit close, or blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, but I mean, it doesn't bother me. But I'll tell you this much. The Nintendo Switch Pro controller, that's a good controller. It feels really good. It's like, it actually feels like it's actually worth $60. It's so good. But, the headset that I gave you was literally a little piece, like the headset right here, with a string and mic and string to plug into your controller. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Is that what it is? Is that what you're doing, PlayStation? Because, like, don't get me wrong. PS4, I've had it for years. Like, when it come out? Like when it first launched, like a year or two later, I bought it, and I've had it for ever since. And I haven't thought about it. Well, I did think about trading it in as soon as I bought it. So, I mean, taking it back as soon as I bought it, because I was like, maybe I don't need it. And I took it back, and the guy was like, oh, you can't return it if it's been open. And I'm like, has it been open? I'm like, yeah, well, then I have to give you the trade-in price. And I'm like, what's that? Like, less than $200, pretty much. Or $200, and it's like less than $200. I'm like, I'll just keep it. And I loved it ever since. I've taken back a lot of Xbox Ones. Yep. It's just PS4 exclusives are just so much better. And the only thing that Xbox has is Gears of War, Halo, and Forza Horizon. That's about it. PlayStation 4, they got Ratchet and Clank, Uncharted, God of War, Spider-Man. There's like, and Ghost of Tsushima? I can't remember, but there's like way more exclusives too. There's some more exclusives, like there's so Last of Us. There's so many exclusives. They're so good. And it's like only on PlayStation. I'm like, and not to mention the PlayStation VR. Bro, Xbox, why haven't you done that? PC's done that. PS4 has done that. Why not you, Xbox? You're out of the league. You're out of the game. This is why you suck. I'm kidding. I like it. I like Halo. The only reason I would get Xbox is just to play Halo, and that's it. And that's pretty sad. The reason I get PS4 is to play all those exclusives. Plus, whatever games on Xbox, I can play on there. That's not the Xbox exclusive, but you know. I've been rambling. Have a good day. I talk really fast. I talk weird. I'm just trying to say, like, Xbox One, you're good, but you're not as good as PS4, in my opinion. A lot of people will be like, Xbox is better, and I'm like, in all honesty, PS4 is slightly better because with the Xbox One, you had to download a Blu-ray player. You had to download a stinking Blu-ray player. With PS4, it was already built into it. Like, you literally had like, oh, you want to watch your media? Download this. And I'm like, with PS4, you just put the disc in and you're watching it. Xbox. Not to mention, I mean, now don't get me wrong, Xbox 360, awesome. I mean, yeah, it was only like DVD, but got some good memories with the Xbox. I mean, plus there were probably better exclusives on the PS4 and PS3. There's so much stuff that PlayStation has was like, hey, this is an exclusive on PlayStation. If you buy the game, you'll get 3 days early access or something like that, or you'll get to play like Batman: Arkham Asylum. You get to play as Joker, but apparently it was okay. But you got to play as Joker, like fighting and stuff. I'm like, I can't do that I can't. And then there was another game that was like 3D, but it was only on PlayStation, and I couldn't play it in 3D on my Xbox 360. It was only on PlayStation. I'm like, and I have a 3D TV. What the? Why? And here's another thing why I bought PS4. Oh yeah, that was another thing I was disappointed about PS4. With PS3, they had so many 3D video games. With PS4, they had like 3, maybe 4. Like with PS3, there was like so many 3D video games, like so many, and I'm like, I was hoping to get that with PS4, but it didn't. So you know what they did? They made PSVR. I'm okay with that. All right, guys, bye.